This mod review is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and comment. So guys, it is here. GlobalCompany has finally been released over at the Giants Mod Hub, and this video is going to cover just the base GlobalCompany mod. There are several mods that got released today that are a part of the GlobalCompany universe, if you will. We're going to talk initially about the GlobalCompany framework mod, and then we will move on in separate videos and talk about some of the other add-on mods that are a part of GlobalCompany. But before we go into that, I do want to cut to a segment I just previously recorded that relates to some of the mod conflicts that you might get notices on when you first activate GlobalCompany. So the GlobalCompany framework includes a few script mods that were previously released on their own, included within GlobalCompany as a whole. If you have any of those activated, you will probably see a warning like the one you see here, where it basically says that I have the FS19 More Trees mod by Kevin98 and Eribus activated, and it's basically giving me advice that I should probably remove that from my mod folder just to avoid errors. I also have the FS19 Place Anywhere mod installed. It is suggesting that I remove that because it is not supported with GlobalCompany, and that is because it appears that GlobalCompany itself has that functionality built in. And then also the FS19 Horse Helper mod by Kevin K98. That mod also appears to be incorporated within the GlobalCompany framework. So if you have that mod activated, it's suggesting that you deactivate that mod also, so as to not avoid conflicts. There may be other mods out there that I am just not aware of at this point in time that also will spawn a conflicting message. So when you activate GlobalCompany, just be aware there may be some mods that you need to deactivate in order to possibly avoid having a problem. So now we've talked a little bit about some of the mod conflicts that you might see when you first activate GlobalCompany. I'm going to take a little train ride around Ravenport here and talk a little bit about what GlobalCompany is and how does it differ from some of the other production scripts that we saw back in Farm Sim 15 and 17. So GlobalCompany is at its heart a framework of scripts that you can activate, and then mod authors can use that framework within their own mod to basically provide production functionality or added functionality that is included within the GlobalCompany framework to their own mod. So how does that differ from, let's say, the Fabric script in Farm Sim 15 and 17 and the Company script from Farm Sim 17? Well, Fabric script basically was a production script that you would, if you were a mod author, place a copy of in your mod. Then you would reference that script when you were basically making your production facility. And you would have a copy of this Fabric script in every production mod that you might have in your mod folder that you might have activated. So let's say that you had several production mods in your map. You might have a pig food mixer, TMR mixer, fermenting silo. You might have something that makes seeds, solid fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. You might have something that allows you to convert manure into something. Kind of the sky's the limit, basically, with what you could have going on. Well, you would have the Fabric script in each and every one of those mods, and it's quite possible that you would end up with several different versions or iterations of the Fabric script in those mods, and as a result, you could come up to a situation where you would have a fabric script conflict between the different versions. Same kind of held with M-Company. M-Company was kind of the next iteration of the fabric script, completely reworked from the ground up, as I understand it. That mod also needed to basically be in the mod folder of all of the various production mods that it was being used in. But it was kind of the forefather of the GlobalCompany from the standpoint of that there was a M-Company graphics mod that kind of was an add-on to the M-Company mod script. Now, the M-Company script, as I said, would be embedded within each individual mod, but the M-Company graphic add-on was kind of a framework that you would also put into your mod folder, and you would basically get added functionality as a result. So that is kind of the forefathers of the GlobalCompany scripts. We're going to get out of here because we're going to come over here to this field and talk about more of the GlobalCompany functionality, the base script functionality. But where GlobalCompany changes is that GlobalCompany at its heart is, as I've said, a framework of scripts. Scripts provide functionality both to the base game, which we're going to see in this video here, and added functionality to additional mods that people can basically write to incorporate GlobalCompany functionality into. So right now, we're going to be talking about the base GlobalCompany framework mod. Okay, so that mod is going to be linked in the description below, so you know exactly what mod we're talking about. Just saw a video related to the conflicts, as I've said. So now we're going to talk about the added functionality that activating just GlobalCompany to your mod folder is going to bring. So if we go left Control G to bring up the GlobalCompany interface, this will be the first screen that will come up. We're going to talk about the gears screen. We basically have some options here that we can activate or deactivate. So we can activate extended placeable, think place anywhere functionality. We can activate show object info. We can activate the horse helper functionality. We all know about the horse helper mod, the standalone mod. GlobalCompany has that script basically embedded within it. We can activate the more trees functionality or deactivate it should we wish. And we can activate or deactivate cut bales. So let's talk about the extended placeable. Pretty much all know what place anywhere does. Let's just demonstrate it. So here we are back at the shop. Put our workshop trigger down right here. Can't put it obviously over the railroad tracks. Can't put it over this tree. Can't put it, inside of a building like this. Just says we can't do it. Go back here and we activate extended placeable. Now, if we go to miscellaneous vehicle workshop, you can see we can indeed place it directly over top of that. I wouldn't do it, but we can definitely place it right over top the railroad tracks. The tree, and don't own that land. Put it right there by the garage and the gas station. We can put it over the bale, in the road. Pretty much we could put it wherever we wanted as a result of activating the extended placeables functionality right there. Just put the workshop trigger on top of the lime fill point back there to shop. Let's talk about show object info. So typically, if you walked up to a bale like this, we just get the hand. Talk to the hand, if you will. But with show object info, you're going to get additional information. Walk up to it. So it shows you the fill type, straw, fill quantity, 4,000 liters, and who owns it. The owner is My Farm. Let's go over here where we have a stack of bales. Seems to work better. At least it'll stay up longer. We can talk about it. So you can see this hay bale has 4,000 liters and is owned by my farm. I am in single player. If I was in multiplayer mode, basically I would be able to see the owner of the bale listed there. If it was my farm, I would see that farm name. If it was somebody else's farm, I would see another farm name listed there. That is going to be useful, and that is the show object info screen. Of course, we all know what Horse Helper does. Horse Helper will basically hire a worker to basically care for your horse, ride it every day for a cost of $300 a horse per day. If we don't want to do that, we just click on it, and now we have disabled the Horse Helper functionality. Want to enable it again, we just put our cursor over it, click, now it's enabled. So activate more trees. We are on Ravenport. I really can't demonstrate this with the Ravenport map, but what more trees does is basically allows you, if you're up against a tree limit, some mod maps are going to have a whole boatload of trees, and there is a finite number of trees that can be put into a map, and then expect the player to be able to place more trees on top of that. So if you can't plant trees, if you can't put down placeable trees as a result of basically running up against that tree limit, then activate the more trees functionality to basically increase that limit to a point that would allow you to then put more trees down. Last one we have is activate cut bales. So if we walk up here, let's pull up our F1 menu. Walk up to a bale, we should see an option to cut it. It's been a little, when I've been trying this out, it's been a little, should I say, particular about showing me that information. Let's turn it off. Let's go back in and turn it back on. See if that helps. So what that is supposed to do is allow us to basically bust up the bale and convert it back into a heap. Said I've run into some issues where I haven't seen that come up on a reliable basis. Not really sure why it's not coming up every time I come up to a bale. Let's try the square bale. It's definitely displaying for the one down here at the shop, but I couldn't get that one to cut. Let's take a look at this. It says cut bale. I right click, not doing anything. Not really sure why it's not doing anything, but it's supposed to basically take the bale and turn it into a pile 4,000 liters in size. So that's how I understand it. And that basically is the GlobalCompany base mod. We're going to come back with another video, and we're going to talk about some of the other add-on mods that are a part of the initial GlobalCompany mod drop. So until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.